Hey, y'all. Welcome to the Champagne Wives podcast. I'm your host, Kelly.
I'm your co-host, Nicole. Hey, Kels.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you? Why are you laughing?
I'm laughing because it's like we always have the greeting, like we haven't seen each other in so long.
I know. And girl, literally see you. Yes, I see you almost every day.
Almost every day. Yeah.
I know, but we have to do it. We have to do it.
We do.
Act like we don't know each ottter that well.
I know.
I know literally everything about you.
Too much.
Literally.
Good to see you again.
Hi. Good to see you too, boo. You want to pour up?
Oh, yeah. Let's pour up. We got this one open before, so we won't have the lovely sound effects. But we got this one going because we know they typically give us trouble when we try to open them. So let's talk about, we got a lot of things to talk about. We haven't been in the chairs for a little bit.
Yeah, it's been a couple of weeks. Like what, 2 weeks?
It feels like 2 weeks. Yeah, 2 weeks. And a lot's happened.
Mm-hmm.
I'd say, most notably, we've gone viral.
Yes. Wait, we need to cheers to that,
Oh, we do need to cheers to that. Yeah.
Hold on. Let me make sure my glass is full.
But yeah, we've gone viral.
We've gone viral.
And I feel like
I can't even believe this.
I know.
I can't even believe that's a part of my story.
I know, me either. It's crazy.
I know.
Because I didn't think it was going to happen.
But how special is it that we've gone viral and y'all little nieces have gone viral too? The Boo Crew.
The Boo Crew went viral.
If you have not seen their little dance to Cuff It, go to my page and check it out. They're the cutest. And they also went viral with us.
How appropriate and
how appropriate, right? Cheers to going viral.
Mm. So you might be asking, what video went viral?
Mm-hmm.
Well, you might be asking. We know.
We know. Yeah. I know.
But it's the video about submission, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the circumstances. And maybe I'll use the word conditions, but the environmental factors that need to exist within a relationship.
Oh, I like that, environmental factors.
That need to exist in a relationship in order for a woman to feel like it is safe for her to submit to a partner. And it sat, we did it months ago and it sat for a while and then all of a sudden it just took off.
Yeah.
Like took off.
I think that's what typically happens. Like we are by no means social media gurus, but I think like when I've heard people talk about it, like that's what they've said. Like they did a video or a reel a while ago and it just sat there and then all of a sudden it just blew up.
Yeah. And so you all are having amazing conversations in the comment section. You're forwarding it, you're saving it, you're reposting it. You're liking it, obviously. And I just am very thankful that we were able to have a conversation like that has resonated with over 270 some odd thousand people.
Yeah.
I don't think I personally have never had that audience. So
never.
Elva.
Me.
So how cool.
Yeah.
How cool. So really thankful for that. But yeah, we've gone viral. Scorpio season is behind us.
Praise be.
Does it feel lighter for you? Like this?
Oh, it feels absolutely. It feels, girl, call me Twinkle Toes. Like I am very I am elated. I'm happy. I'm moving through life with a purpose, child. Not looking back.
Which you always have been, but I think
I'm just saying, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Well, my purpose is different. Like I've always had purpose, but now my purpose is just the utmost happiness for me and the people that I love, period. Period.
I love this. I love this for you. So we have entered into Sagittarius season. It's supposed to be lighter. It's supposed to be freer and full of adventure. So as we embark upon the holidays, I'm hopeful that all those things apply to us. And then what else has gone on? Oh, we went to Dallas. That was a fun trip.
Take a girl's trip to Dallas.
Yeah, that was my first time going to Dallas, not for work or for family. So it was the first time like actually going and truly like enjoying the city. And it's a fantastic city.
I love Dallas. Like I love Dallas so much. And shout out to my brother, Marcus, AKA Fred, for showing us around and showing us a good time and introducing us to your friends and like showing us what Dallas is all about. Yeah. But we had such a great time. Now I've been to Dallas a few times and every time I've been to Dallas, whether it be for anything, work, pleasure, whatever. I had an internship in Dallas when I was in college, but it's always just been a vibe. regardless of like what I was doing.
Right.
You know what I mean? If I was working, it was still a vibe because
Right.
we would go out to like really nice restaurants, or if I was there for the internship that I lived in Las Colinas, and the TJ Maxx was popping. When I tell you they had all the designer shit, like they had, I used to spend all of my little money in that TJ Maxx. I was so impressed.
Next time, let's run up. Let's run
like that was so long ago. I don't even know if it's the same. It probably
Las
is.
Las Colinas is still like chef's kiss.
Yes, it was like amazing. So that was like it for me then. At that point in time, I was just like, oh, this is a vibe. And then like obviously hanging out and like the nightlife is just amazing. So.
It's such a vibey city. I kept saying that like time and time again. Dallas is such a vibey city, such a vibey city. So I will be back because I need to experience more of the vibes.
Oh yeah, more of the vibes.
Time.
Yeah,
it's a really good time. And then right now it's 11:22. Like it's November 26th. We're calling out dates.
Okay.
I feel like we can.
We're calling out dates because it's the last episode for season 3.
It is. Okay. And it's on 11/22. And this is like 11/22/22, which is like a really important date in terms of manifesting.
Okay.
And
Sister Cleo is back. Sister Cleo, what's going on, child? Okay, what is it?
There. But it's a really important date for manifesting.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And we believe very heavily in the power of manifestation.
That's true. Speak it out loud.
So we'll come back to that. Mm-hmm. We'll come back to that at the end. But for this episode, more importantly, I'm calling out the date because we're so close to Thanksgiving. And why not talk about the things, since this is the last episode of the season, why not talk about the things that we are thankful for about the season, right? And we've called out a couple of them, like thankful that we went viral on this one video and how it's really helped with our engagement and followership. But I know there were other things that we're thankful for, maybe not necessarily in terms of like the actual episodes themselves, maybe for you, but what about this season? Like, let's give folks like an inside view to like this season that like how crazy it was for us.
It was crazy.
This season was supposed to be over like 3-4 weeks ago.
It was a transformative season.
It really was.
Yeah, it was definitely a season of transformation and growth. Mm-hmm. I am thankful for that. I feel like, at the beginning of each of our seasons, we kind of sit down and plan and manifest what we want the season to look like, what our goals are, et cetera. And, everything that we manifested for this season came to fruition.
Everything.
Like then some. Mm-hmm. And so it's been a journey. And it hasn't always been easy. Right. But what I'm so grateful for is, to have a partner and be in a business partnership with someone who is like-minded, but also complements me. And I think that has helped us to kind of get to the next level. I mean, it has also helped us to keep going. Yeah. I don't know if y'all know this, but Nicole runs all of our social media.
Sorry about that.
All of it. I don't even know. Like she runs the whole IG account. Everything that you see on Instagram is all Nicole. And so, I'm just thankful for a season of growth.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Hardest part of this season for you?
Oh, bitch, I've had to push through many a times. Do you want to get into that?
I do.
The long days, it not aligning with like the desires of, home life and just the exhaustion of it all. Right. When things don't seem like they're going to pan out, at times it could feel like it's so easy. It could seem like it would be so easy to give up, but, pulling yourself up by the bootstraps and just kind of pushing through those times where you just feel like, why am I doing this? Yeah. Like, is this making a difference? Like, what are we even doing here? Right. You know what I mean? I know I do. I have those days more often than not. And I think that's the most difficult part of the season.
So let's set the stage for folks because we typically record on a certain day of the week and our day starts with a workout, right? And we don't work out together every day, but we typically are working out first thing in the morning. And then we are getting the kids ready, going back, getting the kids ready, getting them off to school.
Yep.
And then we're working.
Yep.
Full. What's going on, John?
Girl, I need don't worry about me. I just need this little.
Your hanky.
My hanky, child.
One thing about Kelly, I'm gonna have a hanky
because these sinuses be.
I know. We're finally experiencing winter here. I take like all the nasal shots today.
Oh my God. Okay. Sorry.
But yeah, no, you're fine. So we're working out, getting the kids off, freaking doing our full-time jobs.
Oh.
Full-time jobs. Cooking, cleaning, washing. Doing laundry in between.
Yeah.
The champagne life is not as glamorous as we try to make it seem as on Instagram.
But it is though. When it hits, it hits.
And then, we realize, oh shit. Okay. Like it's 5:00. We need to get our minds right, get ready, put makeup on.
Not coordinate outfits. Well, for individually, like plain outfits.
What's the fit gonna be?
Yeah, like it's
who's getting the champagne? Are the glasses clean? Like, what do we want to do in terms of like, questions? So
note cards, episode planning,
noting, doing our notes for that, and then we sit in these chairs and try and make it look as effortless as possible. Yeah, and hopefully we're doing a good job. But it's a lot of fucking stress. Recording days are so stressful. And when we're coming in on 2 wheels, child, hot every single time we're coming in on 2 wheels.
We're coming in hot, like really hot. That's true.
And to sign up for that every single week and we typically do about like 12 episodes a season, but to sign up for that for 12 freaking weeks.
Yeah.
To me is an indication that like we are so in love with this concept and this project. And I call it a passion project. I know you think of it the same. But we're so in love with it and we believe in it so much and stand behind it so much. And when you said, I asked myself the question, like, are we really having an impact? Like, what are we doing this for? When I look at the 275,000 views, right? And then the over 15,000 likes. It was 15,000 when I was in my kid's doctor's appointment today. And that was in the morning.
Not to mention doctor's appointments, child.
Life, right? Oh, yeah, like kids. Like I got kids that are accident prone.
And practice and their things. Extracurricular activities. All the things. Okay.
So, but to know that like the people in the comments and I say social media isn't real life, but we know behind the scenes, we have a lot of people who are reaching out and just saying, this, thank you, and not just on that reel, but on other reels, right? So for me, it's confirmation that we're doing the right thing.
Yeah.
We're targeting the right people. We're having the right conversations, but damn it, it's hard.
It's hard. And this season, when we first started, we talked about just a bunch of different topics, right? We're multifaceted women. We have a lot of things going on. And so, the scope of the things that we can talk about, I feel like is large. And so I think, for season 1 and 2, we did that.
Yeah,
you saw that. And this season, I think after our episode with Crew Season, we maybe geared a lot towards relationships.
Yeah.
This season, but I like the topic. I feel like the people like the topic.
Yeah, the people y'all love it.
The people like the topic. However, I just don't know if I want to lean that heavy on the relationship stuff going forward because it's such an exhausting topic.
It is.
And it's not only exhausting to come in and talk about because there's a fine line between like reality and obviously like our podcast. And then also it gets the people like talking on social media and sometimes they're not saying, things that agree with exactly that agrees with what we're saying. They're saying that it's the total opposite and kind of making it personal. But I think that has been a eye-opening part. I'm not gonna say bad or negative, but it's just been a very eye-opening part of the season. And so whereas I would like to talk about it going forward, but just maybe not as much.
Yeah. I agree. I think season 4, there's an opportunity for us to tap in with our growing audience, who I believe is also multifaceted and multidimensional. That yes, a relationship is important for them, but it doesn't define them. Yeah. And so just like for us, relationships are important, and our relationships are incredibly important to us, but they don't define us. Yeah. And so there are other elements that I know we can speak on very well.
And provide insight too.
Yeah. Yeah. Like I think about our code switching episode. I think about our HR advice episode.
Yeah. That was so good to me. I really appreciated that. And I got a lot of feedback from people that they appreciated it as well. We had questions about like what to do in certain situations. Yeah. And so, there's a lot of other topics I think that are available for us to tap into going forward.
I agree. Okay. So retro on season 3. Favorite episode topic. How about that? Because I have another. What's your favorite?
Oh, Lord. I really love the episode. What is it? Sex and Love Therapy. Love and Sex Therapy.
Yeah, that was a good one.
With Tamara. That was a good one. I appreciated that. That was really fun. That was really fun. That was a fun episode.
Yeah, I loved that one. What did you love it?
Why? Because I think a lot of relationship topics that literally I needed answered were answered. I love them.
At some points I was like, oh, okay. This is like Kelly's having therapy.
I literally had therapy on camera. So it was good because we were able to talk about both relationships and healing as well as sex. Yeah. So I like that we were able to combine the two in one episode.
Yeah. And I always get so uncomfortable when we talk about sex. I promise at some point, like I'm not going to get uncomfortable with it. But like, it's always just like,
it is.
The camera's on. Fuck. We gotta talk about sex.
Get over it, child.
Okay.
What about yours?
I learned a lot from Love and Sex Therapy. I learned a lot from that episode. So that was definitely a favorite for me as well. The What the Fuck is a High Value Woman.
Oh, that was a good one.
That was a good one.
Submission was a good one too. That's the one that took us viral, child.
That submission one
took us viral. And polyamory. Oh, that one was good too.
That was a good one.
That was a good one. Damn.
And you know what? That was a good one because it wasn't crazy.
It wasn't.
It didn't have like all of the clips and like the social media reelable reels, but it was like a really insightful and educating, just to do the homework on that one.
Yes.
For it was a very educating topic.
We got a lot of feedback on that one too. So
yeah. Okay. What was your least favorite? I know it's like picking a child.
I don't have a least. Probably one of the ones where I was just exhausted, but you carried it through. I don't even know like where it was, like what it could have potentially have been. I don't even know.
Oh my! Let me think.
I can't, don't pull out your phone. If you can't think off the top of your head, why force it?
Because it's been the longest third season ever
in the history of third seasons.
But really, like I said, this one was supposed to be done a long time ago. Okay, so maybe the one that I did.
I feel like the ones that we didn't like, we didn't release.
That's true.
The ones that we were like, we just didn't release. There are about 2 episodes that we didn't release.
Yeah. Yeah. We're just like, you know what? That doesn't feel like our best body of work.
Yeah. Let's just not release it. Maybe we'll release it on Patreon or something.
Yeah. we're going to work on Patreon, y'all. Cause I think if you actually have a front row seat to the shenanigans.
Yeah. We say
wild shit. So I would say, I think the episodes are all like my kids, right? So I love them all. But if there was one that I'm just like, that's a bad motherfucker. The one that's a bad one.
Which one?
It was a cautionary tale. Nice guys versus bad guys.
Oh.
Yeah.
Same.
It's not that I didn't like it.
It was just.
It just.
And we did that total transparency twice.
Yeah. Because we didn't like the first one.
We didn't like the first one. And apparently we didn't like the second one.
We didn't like the second one either.
What would you have changed about it? What would you have changed about it?
You know, I think it's just so here's the thing. With nice guys, like like everybody wants a nice guy. So I felt like nice guys were painted in a really bad light.
Yeah, I called them boring. Sorry. I didn't mean that. Sorry, I didn't mean it like that. I really didn't mean it like that, child.
But I felt like we painted them in not the most positive light. Yeah. And at the end of the day, we all want nice guys.
Yeah.
But we want nice guys who have like real strong backbones.
Yeah. It's like a reformed bad guy, like a bad guy who was once bad, who has transformed into a nice guy because he really likes you.
Because he's healed and he's gone to therapy.
Yeah, he's going to therapy. He's talking to Tamara and he really does care for you.
Yeah. So I don't know. I feel like that one was probably my least favorite. But I mean, I love all my children. Mm-hmm. But that was probably the one
that's the ugliest child.
Okay. So, and then we have a lot of real activity. Mm-hmm. A lot of real activity. So, what was your favorite reel?
I don't know. Don't even. I cannot. Don't. I can't.
You can't.
There's so many. Are you serious? They could ask me what's the favorite reel.
Am I the one who can answer this because I do this?
Maybe you can do it. I mean, I have no idea. Like, I can't even begin. The only thing that's popping into my mind is the one, again, Love and Sex Therapy, because we saying like, Salt and Peppers, let's talk about sex. Like that's literally the only thing I can think of right now.
Okay. Favorite reel. We had some moments, but favorite reel is when we were talking about, and I laugh about this all the time. It was a What's Poppin' when we were talking about the man who traveled with his fiance and invited his gay best friend that he was actually gay with, but will never actually admit to.
Right. But he was married, had a whole wife and had a whole text conversation with his wife while she was fighting for her life back in a comedy show.
And every time I watch that, I like...
laugh.
I laugh out loud. Like I literally laugh out loud.
The warm nuts was hilarious. That takes me out every time. Every time.
The warm nuts.
That was a good one.
That's probably my favorite one. And then the one that probably got us, that had the most, I don't know, that one actually got us a lot of heat. But the one that got us a lot of heat was what are we going to do with the $100,000? Yeah. Like that one.
That did get us a lot of heat. That did got us a lot of heat.
Yeah. And well, what exactly are you bringing to the table?
Yeah.
And all the questions that kind of ensue from that.
I got a lot of heat for comments on other people's shows. Yeah, not necessarily our show.
You did.
I did.
Apparently the word handle is very controversial.
It's very controversial. Let me tell y'all, I didn't read y'all fucking comments. So you could have kept them to yourselves because I don't know not one thing a person said about me.
Because what I know to be true
is you don't know me. I feel like it's only necessary to address that. Look,
the floor is yours, child.
I'm from the South, and in the South, from New Orleans, Louisiana, the surrounding areas, we have a different language that we use. It may not be agreeable or something that you all use in connotation to the conversation that I was having. However, it is a word that we use pretty often. And what I was referring to, and if you would listen to the entire episode and not just the snippet of the episode,
let them know,
was how a man, or how I would like a man to show up for me in my moments of just, I think overall, I'm not going to say weakness, but like, I just think that it takes a certain level of strength and softness to be able to deal with a strong woman. And that's all I was saying. And so people took that and ran with it and talked about handling. I don't even know.
You handle animals, you handle luggage.
Yeah, you handle but people say handle me with care all the time. It's a whole thing. Handle me with care. Like, what the fuck? I just think people want to be upset and emotional. And I think people who really get upset and emotional, it goes back to that saying like hit dogs will holler. I feel like the people
I'd never heard of that until
exactly like literally you come from Louisiana, like there's a host of sayings that we say that people would be like, what the fuck is that? Like literally she got mad because somebody told her a hit dog will holler, and she was just like, you calling me a dog?
Girl, the Yankee in me was like, the fuck?
She was so mad.
I was big mad. Real bad.
I had to explain to her calmly, like, no, girl.
This is somebody from Louisiana.
It's just the saying, like, it was somebody from Louisiana, one of my friends. And I had to calm her down and like explain to her like what he meant.
Yeah.
And so, I stand by it. I'll say it again. I don't care. It's my opinion. It's how I felt. If you would have taken away what the actual meaning of what I was trying to say was, you will probably, I think most people will probably agree with me.
Yeah. And let's be clear. Like at the end of the day, you have a partner who supports you, who shows up for you in the way that you need them to show up.
And who knows how to handle me.
And who knows how to handle you.
Exactly. And so we're good.
The fuck, 90% of the people who are probably commenting don't have men or anybody in their lives who handle them. I'm gonna call a thing.
With care or any other way else.
Right. So we move on. And then the whole commentary about you got to compete for your man.
Oh my goodness.
Because they're hostotting and plotting.
The word compete threw everybody off.
The word compete. Y'all hated it. Y'all hated it big, big, big. And then the stitches and the reposts of it. It was like, oh God. Y'all. At the end of the day, you have a partner. You want to show up as the best version of yourself for that person. And that's physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and another LY at the end of it, whatever applies to you. And so doing all that is a form of competing, because in this world and in today's society, even though that's your person, other people covet your person. And so you need to make sure, we all need to make sure that we are not giving other people or our person a reason to entertain other people.
Well, that's not to say that we expect our partner to entertain other people. No, that's not.
No, it's not.
That's being, let's be clear on that.
Let's be clear on that.
Yeah.
Like I agree. There are relationship standards, right?
Yeah.
But at the end of the day,
it's a fact. Like
it is reality.
It's reality.
If we're going to deny human nature, and we're going to deny the fact that, like, if you got them, I'm going to use just simple numbers here, simple math. But if you got him and you were at 8 and all of a sudden you're looking, you're acting, you're mentally, you're spiritually a 3. Oh, and you're not showing any.
And your man is now like an 8 or a 9.
Right. And he's blown up on account of you.
Yeah.
And you're not showing anything, any pattern, any behaviors or actions to suggest that you're working your way back to that 8. Child, you better be in the ring fighting with your gloves on. You competing, you competing, especially if he's kept himself up mentally, emotionally, physically, and all that stuff. Yeah. So, people hated that one.
People hated it.
They hated the handle. They hated the compete. Keywords. That's fine.
Keywords.
It's fine.
It's keywords. But if you listen to context
is everything.
You'll be okay.
We say
sweethearts, you'll be fine.
Yeah, move on. Okay, so and shout out to Crew Season, because y'all are doing great things in terms of continuing the conversations around relationships. As for us, we are not going to have as many conversations about relationships. No. But shout out to Crew Season for for doing what they're doing and having the important discussions that they're having.
That was a very pivotal interview.
It was.
Or whatever. And that was like a collaboration.
Yeah, that was like that came out of nowhere. We were so thankful for it. And then we had some, some other opportunities to collaborate with other podcasts. And, those were great. Yeah,
we're grateful for it all.
Yeah. We're looking forward. You got a little sneak peek as to how we like to interview, right? And so we're looking forward to being able to bring more guests on in our 4th season to bring a different perspective on topics that we know matter to you and that we know matter to us. And that should be fun. I'm looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Looking forward to it. Okay.
Stamp on that.
So I think about season 3, you talked about,
and we talk about like what's popping, moving on to like the last questions that we've had.
Are we ready?
Oh, we are.
Oh shit. I'm
just saying, I forgot. I forgot. You
didn't give me the sign.
I forgot to give you this. I forgot the sign.
So we have 2 last questions.
Fair, we're going to go into what's
We'll save the rest of it for Patreon. So if you want to be a part of the continued
let's save the rest of it.
Patreon.
Because time goes by fast when you're having a good time.
It does when you're drinking champagne on an empty stomach.
Exactly.
Okay. So we have two questions that came in. First one is, the older generation typically stayed in marriages, whether they were truly happy together or not. Mm-hmm. What do you think has caused the younger generation to walk away from marriages more quickly and move on? Is it because more women are making their own money and no longer need men to provide? And then they add, did we miss the scripture in the Bible that our grandparents or parents read about staying in your marriage? What do you think?
Yeah.
Yeah, what? We've missed the scripture?
No, not that. Oh. But yeah, the part about like women are now capable of like providing for themselves and making a living for themselves, excuse me, and providing for themselves financially, that they are no longer like in a position where they have to tolerate mistreatment. I'm sorry. Like a lot of times women stayed in situations that were just very, I hate to use the word toxic because we use it all the time, but just not, didn't serve them. It was unhappy. Like people having children on them and maybe even being in abusive situations. Like, not to say that's all situations, or just maybe not even being happy. You know what I mean? But they did it because, for whatever reason, I don't know. I'm not going to try to speak for other people, but I do feel like now that women are, getting educated and, getting great opportunities at jobs and are now starting their own businesses, I do think that there's a lower threshold for bullshit. Yeah. Yeah. And I will continue to say that.
I agree. I wish I could disagree, but
yeah. And I don't know about the Bible piece, child.
Yeah.
I mean, listen, I'm a Christian, but
I will never quote scriptures.
I don't know, like
ever, because I just don't know.
I don't know the scriptures like
that.
But
I believe that Jesus Christ is my Lord and Savior.
Absolutely. And I am baptized and saved. That part. But yeah, I don't know about that. But I do believe that, like, don't get me wrong, like I do feel like marriages work. Mm-hmm. I absolutely do. And I think it goes back to what Tamara said in our episode 11, Sex Therapy. I think that, like, if two imperfect people come together, if there is something that you do not like about your partner, you have expressed that explicitly to your partner, and they are actively trying to work on whatever that issue is, and you consistently see that in a change, then you stick it out, So I'm not saying like give up on your marriage at the first sight of like unhappiness or trouble. Yeah, exactly. So you continue to work on it. But if you are trying to work on it alone, one, that's not going to work. And then two, if you are not seeing consistent change or a willingness to do so, then, that may be your opportunity to call it quits and leave the situation.
You just got to figure out if
you just have to figure it out. Yeah.
And listen, walking away from a situation is not easy. But you absolutely need to make sure that you are weighing all of the reasons why. Mm-hmm. And if you don't feel that your partner is meeting you where you feel like you need to be met, or if you think about, what you envisioned for yourself and for your relationship, and if that's realistic, like, as I said, when we were with Crew Season, like, we can't go off of this fairy tale concept, but like, if you
just, or a Bible concept,
right? Or biblical concept. Oh shit, they don't hate that, but
just saying.
But you got to go with the concept that makes the most sense for you. Where do you feel at peace? Where do you feel happy? Where do you feel like the best version of yourself is showing up? Where do you feel like you are adding value and expanding in your relationship? And if those things are not happening for you, then you got to take stock and take inventory of whether or not that relationship is the right relationship for you. And if it's not, then, figure out a way to amicably get out of it. Don't do things that will prevent you from being able to amicably get out of it. But have conversations, communicate, because, if you don't communicate what you need and what your wants are, you can't be mad when someone doesn't show up meeting you
the way you need them to. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. I agree.
Okay. So good.
Do we have another question?
Yeah, so this is the last one.
I'm gonna make it quick.
I will. Has creating wealth become a higher priority over creating a sustaining and happy, thriving marriage?
No, I think they're equal.
From the champagne wife's mouth.
They're equal. They're absolutely equal. Okay. I don't think one takes, they're equal. What's your point of view? What's your POV?
Let me read the question. Has creating wealth become a higher priority over creating a sustaining and happy marriage? I like nice things. So my love for nice things requires a level of financial success. So whether that's for me or whether it's for my partner.
Yeah.
But what I know to be true for me is that like, I'm going to do everything I can to bring as much to the table as possible. So I don't ask for things. I'm not a person who asks for things that I can't actually.
That you can't provide for yourself.
Like I'm not that bitch. Like if I ask for it, I can get it myself. But if I ask for it from my partner,
I want you to get it. I am just saying. So yeah. So
I think I do agree. It's equal. But at the end of the day, I think what we both want and what's both important to us, what's important to the both of us is love and the marriage, right? And knowing that we are able to, have the financial part with it makes it so much sweeter. But
I mean, it's preference. Yeah, it's definitely preference. But it is, and this is just our preference.
Yeah. We like the things.
Yeah, and we like the relationship too. So
love the relationships.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So, all right. Last thing that we are thankful for. The last thing that we're thankful for as we wrap up season 3. And as crazy of a fucking season as it was for us. And if push through wasn't the motto of the season, I don't know what it is.
So there's 2 things.
Oh, okay. 2 things.
2 things.
Okay.
So
what?
First thing is you, of course.
Oh,
could not have a better partner in crime to be on this journey with. Like it's everything.
I'm thankful for you.
Everything.
Too.
And then 2 is our first partnership and paid partnership and sponsorship with a major brand. You want to do the honors? We're going to do it together. And so, okay, 3, 2, 1. Diet Coke. Yay. We're super excited about this partnership and, creating content for that brand, that huge brand. And I just think I'm so grateful for that being our first brand, being as large of a brand as it is. And I'm just, since today is the day of manifesting, just hopeful for many more deals to come after that one.
Yes.
Major deals. And so, those are the 2 things that I'm really grateful for.
Oh, well, that's fantastic.
I'm sure you're going to say the same thing.
Yeah, I will. And I will say what we know to be true is that what we love are our partners, our kids, champagne, Diet Coke, and podcasting.
In that order.
So on that note, cheers. Oh, fill your cup.
I know. See, I told you every time I start drinking.
Girl.
See, I said those 2 because you were talking about specifically the podcast.
I know.
But you folded in everything else. And that's perfect. See, this is why I fuck with you. This is why this works.
Till the brakes fall off.
Exactly.
Try doing life without me. Nice try.
Don't try. Cheers
to season 3,
guys.
You all, thank you so much for your unwavering support and patience with us. We cannot wait to deliver an equally, if not
season 4 is going to be amazing.
Litty.
Yeah,
lit.
Super lit. To the moon is blast off time.
Yeah. So very excited. And continue to keep up with us in between the seasons. We're going to do lives.
Answer your questions.
So you'll see a lot of posts around, what are your questions around relationships, this, that, and third? What are your questions around careers? What are your questions around fashions? I don't know, whatever. We'll put it out there.
Yeah.
And then we will answer them on lives that we'll probably do weekly or whenever we're so inclined to do so.
Yeah.
But we'll be back season 4. And follow us on Instagram, Champagne Wives Podcast. Follow us on TikTok. We're finally back on TikTok, ChampagneWives_podcast. And you can email us at ChampagneWivesPodcast.
Don't forget YouTube
at gmail.com. And our handle on YouTube is Champagne Wives. Follow, like, subscribe, whatever they say on the YouTube. And we will see y'all in a couple of weeks. Cheers.
Season 4. Bye.
Bye-bye.